Welcome to the final video club of 91-92, including some of the best action and the best goals you'll ever see. Coming up. Last time we left the Gunners lying 6th in the league, 8 points adrift of the top 5. We begin the run-in at home to Norwich.
Butterworth, first time high, and Sutton got to it, and Fox reacted very quickly. Arsenal a goal behind, Ruel Fox. Here's Dixon. Oh, the flag has stayed down. It's Merson. Well, the goalkeeper hesitated and was lost. Lee Dixon played it into space, and Merson was the first to fill that space onside and looping it delightfully over a goalkeeper who was a little slow to come. Now Pates. Campbell forcing the corner. Campbell. Adams is in there, and so too was Hillier. It's Parler's shot. Nicely weighted by Merson. Good support from Winterburn. Well, it came off Palmer and then off Warhurst, and fell perfectly for Alan Smith. Well, Sheffield Wednesday were on the retreat here, and facing his own goal, Carlton Palmer could only prod it on. Warhurst couldn't deal with it either, and Smith stepped in. Hurst, still Hurst, Wellington! 1-1. Campbell. Oh! Well, you talk about the Gunners. That was heavy artillery indeed. Kevin Campbell with an inspired turn and a fearsome shot. Winterburn. Arsenal have taken a while to get going here, but they're really in full cry now. Warhurst. This is Limpar! And it's 3-1. Wright working hard down the left-hand side, and Limpar's shot just veered away into the corner. Wright has got him behind them again, and he slipped Hurst. Campbell's in the centre! It's another one! Ian Wright yet again, working very hard in the team cause. And Campbell climbed and just about connected. There's panic in Sheffield Wednesday's ranks now. Merson! Well, everything that they're trying is coming off, and take a bow, Paul Merson. That was arrogant and exceptional. Limpar. Every Arsenal player wanting to be involved. This is Campbell. Woods can't hold it. Right! At last gets some personal glory for all the unselfish work he's put in this purple patch here at Highbury. And there's nothing that the England goalkeeper can do to stop the goal still going past him. Limpar. He's behind King. 2 for Limpar. And Arsenal have 7. Limpar held his position, was clearly onside, on the blind side of King. And he couldn't have placed it better. Naim with a chance to play it in. Oh, Stewart's unmarked! Stewart has scored! Allen. Stewart's cross. Oh, and Lineker took it from Jury against the bar. Jury must score! He's missed it! A minute left. Oh, miscontrol by Mabbutt. Campbell, and Wright has equalised in the nick of time for Arsenal. The most uncharacteristic slip by the Tottenham captain. Torsfett pushed it out, but not away from Wright, who was right on the spot. Limpar. 2 to take on. Hillier and Limpar. Oldham are opened up here. Ian Wright looks at the linesman, but the goal stands. Well, in the past, those who have criticised Arsenal have pointed to the long ball game and a direct approach, but for short, intricate passing, this is hard to beat, really. Hillier supporting Limpar, and then right there to claim the goal. Off the head of Smith. Hallworth in trouble by Adams. Smith is there again. And Hallworth's punch. Dixon was balked on the edge of the area. The referee lets the game go on. Sharp's in trouble. Hillier. It must be in. It is. It's Merson. Scoring from right on the line. 2-0. And pressure paying off here. Clever work by Hillier, who might have had the goal for himself, but it's Merson's. Ritchie, Adams didn't know where the ball was. Rocastle. Now Henry. Oh, Ritchie will reach it! 2-1, Andy Ritchie for Oldham.
A late substitution in a midweek match against Oldham wouldn't normally rate a place in Arsenal history. When the number 12 is David O'Leary and he's just made his 700th first-class appearance, it's a different story, one that goes back a long way.
I came in 73. I don't know when this goes out, but I came 2nd of May 73, so Southampton game, last game of the season now, it'll be 19 years exactly when I signed. Don't know where the 19 years have gone. The lads reckon I've been playing since the 50s. The great thing about Arsenal Football Club, and I'd always say to any young lad who has talent, that if they're good enough, they'll always get a chance here. Our record of bringing young players through is unbelievable, and long may that continue here.
It's been such a help to me coming through from when I first walked through these doors at 16. He took me under his wing, and I've never looked back. I actually run with him there, so I've got to do a bit more creeping, I suppose, than that. But he's a fabulous man, and a great example of the game, and great credit to himself and his family and everyone.
David's a model professional. You know, I think he's everything that's good about the game. He handled himself very well on the pitch and off the pitch. And I just think he's everything that's good about professional football. Nowadays we read too much about what is bad about the game, and it seems to be very fashionable, certainly among certain tabloids. But there's a lot of good things about football, and I think David O'Leary epitomises what is the good things about the game.
Like loyalty. O'Leary has held the Arsenal appearance record for over 2 years now, passing the previous best back in November 1989.
I always wanted to do 20 years here. I never said it to anybody deep down, but once I got into the team, I said I'd like to do 20 years, and I'm a year short of that now, and I have a year left of a contract, and I can achieve that. And the day going back when I broke Geordie Armstrong's record. I remember about 3 years into my period here at the club, Geordie Armstrong said, "You'd be the threat to me," and I couldn't believe it. I think he always said, "Geordie, if I could play 50 games, I'd be pleased." He said, "You'd be a threat to me." And I remember breaking Geordie Armstrong's record, and doing it at Highbury in front of the fans who have been fantastic to me was special to do it at home.
And the fans had even more to shout about when David celebrated his big day in unlikely fashion.
O'Leary, 3-3. Well, would you believe it? O'Leary gets a goal for the first time in a league game for more than 6 years. What a way to celebrate breaking the club appearance record. You could hardly have written the script. They wouldn't have believed you.
But it's the most unbelievable night in the club's history which holds his fondest memory.
To the midfield, Thomas, it's up for grabs now! Thomas!
The ultimate for me was that championship night at Anfield. It was fantastic. Having been here like 17 years, whatever, waiting to do it, and it was the ultimate prize. I know I had many glories in the FA Cup finals and that, but the ultimate prize in football is that league championship, and to do it at the place where they've set the standard for so many years was fantastic.
There's been another title since then, of course, and after winning every major domestic honour, what more can David O'Leary do?
The future, I've got one more year left of a contract here. It'll finish on my 35th birthday, and that'll take me to exactly 20 years at Arsenal Football Club. And you know, I'll take it from there. I'll concentrate on playing for Arsenal next year for one more year, and then if they say that's adios or whatever, then I can't complain. It's been 20 fantastic years here at a place that hopefully you can go away and say that you know, you didn't let them down, and I know the fans and everybody else were fantastic to me, and I've tried to live up to what they wanted me to be.
A heavy international programme gave George Graham a free weekend to support old friend Barry Fry's testimonial at Barnet. The news cameras didn't get all the goals, but we tracked down the ones they did. First, Anders Limpar. Then a Ray Parlour lob. And Arsenal added another 3 before Kevin Campbell finished the job off. Back to the serious stuff, 28 games gone, Arsenal 6th, but gaining fast.
Slater trying to stop Dixon coming forward, but he delivered the ball, glanced on by Smith. West Ham appeals that Wright might have handled there, but it's Ian Wright! And he drilled it past Mikloško at the near post. This is what worried West Ham, but there was no evidence of a hand being used there. And Wright beat Gale again before scoring. Merson, still Wright. 2 for Ian Wright and 2 for Arsenal. On both occasions he's got past Mikloško on the near side. Well, won by Chris White, who of course knows Highbury pretty well. Cantona, very strong. Chapman trying to make some space for him. Here's Batty. Following into Winterburn, who goes to remonstrate with the referee who lets the game go on, and Nigel Winterburn is out of position. It's Rodney Wallace. Winterburn trying to get there. Chapman doesn't, scores! He comes back to Highbury with a goal. Nice work between Merson and Dixon. Stopped by Batty. Wallace having to join the defending. Arsenal looking very determined here. Adams. Good control from Wright. Merson. Leeds look for an offside, but Arsenal look to celebrate the equaliser. Merson, the persistence has paid off, and really the game, which was very frustrating in the first half, is having a finish worthy of the two teams involved, and Arsenal having a major say, 1-1. And eventually, David O'Leary was there playing a part as well. And Merson confronted Lukic, his old colleague, and beat him. Oh, and Wimbledon have moved out. And there's no flag from the linesman. Ray Parlour! His first goal for Arsenal. The first minute here at Selhurst Park. And Wimbledon are left fuming. But Parlour has a moment to savour. Now Merson. Well, the goal has obviously played a part in it, but Arsenal are very brisk starting here. Oh, and they've got another one, Ian Wright. And once more, Wimbledon are left standing like a line of statues, all with the same pose. An arm upraised, but the linesman wasn't doing the same with the flag in his hand. And Ian Wright took full advantage, 2-0. Here's Sanchez. Robbie Earle jumping with bold, it drops to Miller. Earle is in behind Arsenal. 2-1. Oh, Campbell! Well, the two-goal cushion is restored for Arsenal. And Anders Limpar got the cross in quickly, and it falls Barton, and Campbell beats Sagers. It's a clever ball from Dixon. Ran on from Rocastle. Limpar cutting in and cut down by Ian Woan. A penalty for Arsenal. One number 11 trips the other. The job is Dixon's. The goal is Dixon's. Sending Marriott the other way. 1-0. Dixon's clearance. Picked up by Rocastle. Gemmell gets a foot in, now Black. Sheringham. Ian Woan, who caught Arsenal out with his shooting at the City Ground and does it again here. Spectacularly. Well, Forest finishing this first half with a flourish. Nigel Clough, maybe more to come. Oh, it's looped up and Seaman was stranded. Clough's goal. Sheringham, well found by Nigel Clough. Sheringham making space for his shot and Seaman couldn't hold it. And the result is Roy Keane, 3-1. Just over 5 minutes to go. Adams spending more and more time forward. Here's Liederson. Oh, Merson! It wasn't an easy ball to hit, but Merson mastered that at a crucial time. The substitute from Norway, Liederson, playing his part, and Arsenal have a sniff of it again. Dixon to take the free kick. Smith, free header, well saved, but Marriott didn't have much because Tony Adams has given this thrilling game a conclusion really in keeping with the excitement we've had all along. It's been marvellous to watch at Highbury, and it's going right to the last. Tony Adams, 3-3.
Away from the glamorous high-tech surroundings of Arsenal Stadium and up the M11 into Hertfordshire, Bishop Stortford Football Club are right at the other end of the football spectrum. These humble surroundings are now the workplace of a towering Highbury legend who featured in one of the greatest Arsenal teams ever and who scored goals like this one.
Kennedy up, and Radford up with him.
Bishop Stortford Football Club, John Radford speaking.
John Radford is now general manager of Bishop Stortford, but he clearly remembers joining Arsenal as a schoolboy.
Actually, I had signed forms for Bradford City, and I was going to send them in. And the following day, an Arsenal scout called Tom Donoghue turned up and asked me to go down there for a 3-day trial, which I did. And Billy Wright, as I say, Billy Wright was manager, and he invited me down then for another 2 weeks after that, which would be 1962, which was very exciting for a young boy from a small village in Emsworth, in Yorkshire.
More excitement came for Radford when he teamed up with Ray Kennedy to make up the most feared strike force in the league.
It wasn't worked on, it just happened. The first game of the double season, we went to Everton, and I was up front partnering Charlie George. Charlie unfortunately broke his ankle in that game, and Ray virtually stepped from the youth team virtually into the first team. I'd never played with Ray before, and it just gelled really. I mean, obviously we did spend a lot of time training and working on things, but it wasn't planned that it would be like that year. It was great as it happens. It's very strange to understand. We knew exactly what we were doing, basically, and Ray sort of looked up to me and as a senior partner sort of thing, and we just gelled together, really good. Obviously there's a lot of great times, winning the cup and obviously the night at Tottenham. That was great.
Radford left Arsenal at the end of '76 after 481 games and 149 goals. He still wears an Arsenal shirt when he plays for their charity 11.
I packed the game in at 31 and I came down to a place in Essex, Thaxted, bought a little pub there, spent 4 or 5 years there, but in between times I got involved with Bishop Stortford Football Club in 1981. At the time, I didn't really want to play because of injuries and what have you, and promised the manager it wouldn't be probably over 20 games that he would get out of me. I finished up playing 65, 66 games, but it was very good because we went to Wembley and won the FA Trophy. We also won the first division of the Isthmian League when it used to be, and really it was quite exciting and enjoyable.
Bishop Stortford, having struggled all season, are now relegated and the future looks bleak. How would he compare life in the First Division with the day-to-day challenges of non-league football?
I think it's a different world, yeah. Obviously the pressure's a lot higher at top level. Not that I wouldn't mind a go at it, to earning that kind of money they do earn, but I think they earn every penny they do deserve it.
So how would he describe his days at Arsenal?
Oh, tremendous. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. I mean, I spent 14 years there, so it's hard to forget.
The late search for a place in Europe continues. Next victims, Coventry.
Oh, Campbell, this is where he's so strong. And I would venture to say that in that type of position, there's no one harder to handle in the First Division than Kevin Campbell. Lofted forward into his stride by Limpar, and Campbell tucked it away. Goss intercepting again. Right, he's onside. He's brought down by Alathorn. Norwich are furious, but the penalty's been given. So So no Lee Dixon. Ian Wright takes on the job. Norwich City 0, Arsenal 1. Some dispute, particularly from the home players, about the merit of the penalty, but Wright certainly didn't waste it. It's a massive kick by Mark Walton. Here's Lederson. Campbell setting off. Well, it hit him on the back of the heel, but Campbell made the most of his luck. 2-0. In some ways a strange goal. As the ball is hit long by Lederson. Campbell trying to let it run, and in fact it flicks off his left heel into his stride though. Walton might have done better on the near post. Bowen in the end playing it short to Beckford. And he looks for Beckford again. Saved by Seaman, tucked away by Ian Butterworth. Polston having trouble with the bounce, and Arsenal are away here through Rocastle. Wright herring up with him, and Rocastle has found him beautifully. That makes sure for Arsenal. Ian Wright, his second of the game, and this a classically engineered counter-attack. The work off the ball by Wright made the pass possible. Certainly Rocastle was up to that task. And Wright, having got in, had a good look and made absolutely sure. Harris Massing on the far side. That was Young. Oh, Coleman! Beyond Thorne. They're queuing up at the far post. Merson! So Arsenal have levelled it. Now a big vote of thanks here to Ian Wright, who was too elusive for his old club. And Campbell came towards the cross, but it went beyond him. Merson squeezed it beyond Nigel Martin. Humphrey, Campbell. Oh, Merson chips it! Well, you have to say, in footballing terms, that was the goal of a genius. Paul Merson, who made such a great impression last month with England in Czechoslovakia. But look at this. He knew what he had to do. It was difficult. It's done. Campbell! You have to say that if Arsenal had played like this in the first half of the season, the championship would probably be theirs. They're in form now, and Kevin Campbell epitomises that. Half appeal for handball, but Merson's got his hat-trick. And runs straight to the provider of the third. Well, Eric Young and Andy Thorne are a well-respected pair at this level in the First Division. But Campbell is running them ragged, and Merson has made up the ground, not standing and watching, and he gets, as a reward, a hat-trick. Well, Sheffield United, renowned for their menace at set plays. Gale making his run. It's gone over him, but Davison got there. Arsenal trying to provide some movement as Winterburn hoists it. Smith got away at the far post. Campbell! Well, two teams who've come into this match in excellent form. and Arsenal level it now with Campbell.
Outside Highbury Stadium a couple of hours before a big game, and the supporters arrive in their droves to watch two of the best sides in the league. But they aren't the only ones clamouring to be inside the ground. The big games usually bring out the big guns from Fleet Street to report their version of events on the pitch. Let's take a look at how one of these gentlemen of the press goes about his business on a match day.
Brian Scoble, Daily Mail.
Well, usually I try to arrive about an hour before the game, which usually means parking about a mile or so away because you can't park too close. And when I arrive, obviously I read the programme and see if there are any statistics or tidbits there that I ought to know about. Newspapers have got very statistical in recent years. The reporters tend to sit down and discuss what the statistics are, just like the TV commentators, before a game starts. Then I ring the office about half an hour before the game to find out what sort of space they're likely to give to the piece. My job on the Football Writers' Committee was to try and convince clubs that they had to do this sort of thing. I gave Arsenal the plans for these rooms, and to my amazement, they went ahead and did it, and all credit to Arsenal for doing that. They're number one. I mean, every time a club comes here, the directors always show the other directors around as an example of what it should be like. No pressure on either side to win, well, except Arsenal. They've got an outside chance of the UEFA Cup. I think maybe a 3-2 to Arsenal, or a few more goals than we usually get in this fixture.
Limpar just stealing a mark. John Barnes. Leaderson. It's a fine ball for Campbell. And Tanner has to put it into the North Bank. Corner to Arsenal. 6 minutes gone. Oh, Marsh has lost it. Hillier seized on the chance and drilled it past Hooper. Mike Marsh won't be too happy with this. He wanted to take a touch, couldn't do it, and Hillier wasted no time. Limpar. In right, setting off, and Limpar's found him. He's onside. Right, with the air of a man who expects to score and has done.
The 90 minutes on the field, you really have to train your eyes on that, because I find very often that if you don't, and if you miss something, and you say to someone, well, what happened? Very often he doesn't know, or he gets it wrong, and you find that all the newspapers got the wrong player making the pass that led to the goal. So I always like to trust my own eyes.
Here's Merson. Jones holding him up. But Campbell. Hooper did well. Olbe. Liverpool not at all functioning as they would hope at the moment. That's right shot. Hooper working overtime. Alton turning into Winterburn. The greater appetite here is Arsenal's, quite clearly. And Ian Rush has to join into the line of defenders then. Limpar. What's he trying? Oh, that's one that you'll never forget. A privilege to see such a goal. Few players would have even thought of this, and even fewer could have done it. Anders Limpar. A standing ovation all round Highbury. Arsenal go off at half-time, and and they scarcely could have played better, and Limpar leads the way.
When you're writing about, you think about the wider aspect, not just where the ball is, but what the other players are doing, what the tactics are, what the incidents are, and it all develops into this great drama, and the writing about it contributes to that drama.
Sometimes after a team has dominated the first half, as Arsenal did here, the second half can become an anticlimax. Well, here's your answer. That's not going to be the case, because Ian Wright has made it 4. We've only had 2 minutes since the break. It's his 28th goal of the season. And Merson made it possible by dropping it over the top of this almost punch-drunk Liverpool now. Hooper, Grobbelaar style, came out, couldn't get there, and tantalisingly it rolled beyond Tanner. 4-0. Missed by Bold. Saunders. Oh, Barnes! And Seaman was given the chance to make the save because Barnes put his shot down into the ground. Houghton to take the corner. Mulby. Barnes! He's had some great memories of this ground in the past, but he won't want to dwell on today for too long. Liverpool were here just over 2 weeks ago for the FA Cup semi-final against Portsmouth. Hillier! Well, really, you can look back at David Hillier's early strike and say that he set the tone, and the others have followed so willingly. And Liverpool, as they say, just haven't been at the races. Right, a hat-trick's on! Well, stopped by Mike Hooper. George Graham calling for more. On the North Bank, they're directing their chance at Barnes while looking at Campbell. Wright couldn't get that. Limpar! Well, after his first half goal, maybe in the end, can't expect everything to go your way, but it was another first-timer of real class.
Are they all injured? Grobbelaar, Wright, Burrows?
Another development these days is that you have interview rooms like the one at Arsenal here, which is the first of its kind and the best. Where you can talk to the managers and the players, and that probably takes about half an hour as well. So by the time you've done the interviews and gone back to the telephone, it's probably about an hour after the game before you've filed your stuff.
Side foot, with his right boot. The most bizarre goal of the season at Highbury came in the 41st minute when Ian Rush gave the ball away in the centre circle, and Anders Limpar, from 45 yards. Thank you. Bye.
Manchester United haven't been the only title favourites to suffer a late disappointment. George Armstrong's reserves lost 3 of their last 4 games and blew their combination chances. The youth team haven't done much wrong all season. The problem is, Tottenham have never slipped. They not only took the title, they knocked the young Gunners out of both league and floodlit cups. But Arsenal do have a championship-winning side. The ladies take their place in the Premier Division next season after an amazing campaign. 99 goals in 14 games. Back in the league, hopes of Europe are dashed at Chelsea.
Jones calling for the throw quickly from Stewart. Cascarino made it his! Dennis Wise! This a day when Arsenal have to be looking for victory to keep the pressure on Sheffield Wednesday. They're a goal down. We're into the last 3 minutes. Lassau's header. Dixon. Lofted high by Rocastle. Dixon! Oh! A brilliant goal by Dixon. Has it come too late? It's 1-1. And Lee Dixon will want to watch this over and over again.
Right, okay then lads, the team tomorrow will be the same as last week. We'll announce the subs tomorrow. Bit disappointing last Saturday after we opened playing really. It's been lovely to get into the last game with an opportunity of getting to Europe. But anyway, let's just see. There's not much at stake, but at the end of the day, it would be nice to sort of like keep the run going and sort of finish with a good win tomorrow. Kevin, I want you and Ian back at the ground this afternoon. Okay, to watch the video. And it's not punishment. I think it's good to watch video, especially on that big screen. You can watch so much stuff. You know, against Liverpool, the movement was superb. Last week, it wasn't there. It wasn't there last week. And what we're saying is, when I say at half time, Kevin, I'm not doing it because I want to get on at you. I'm just trying to say, hey, come on, let's have some movement up front. Because if I was marking you and you're coming there and spinning and making little runs and channels, I think I don't need this, these two live wires. Stand still so I can mark you. You want to win. You want to finish off going 17 games undefeated. You know what I mean? And it's a nice finish to the season. And some of the performances, lads, I've got some great letters from a lot of fans, you know, who've been disappointed with the season, that are absolutely ecstatic with the last 3 home matches. I mean, really, some of the goals have been out of this world. The thing is, we've got to fight for the right to produce that again. Don't think you're just going to go out there and play exhibition stuff. Let's fight for the right to play. Let's get in good habits.
It's been a very tough season for Southampton, but they've survived it with their place in the elite intact, despite being hammered at the Dell earlier in the season by Arsenal on Ian Wright's league debut. Here's Wright now! Well, the flag is up. That must have been very close indeed. As Merson took it on, and then just delicately with the outside of the foot put it in to right stride, offside. Shearer. Now Hillier. Well, it is an occasion really with a carnival feel to it. Alan Smith. The shot not matching the approach work, which was delightful. Oh, Smith! He's round fouls. No, he's not. Smith guides it down. Hillier. And Wright. I think the shot was going wide, but it's a corner. Taken by Merson. Kevin Campbell's goal. That's really where strikers earn their living, in the 6-yard box. And Campbell just got his head to it, enough to give Arsenal the lead. Benali with the throw. Tissier getting into the centre, and Cockrell! They weren't looking for him. Southampton are level. Hall, and getting a second header. Merson taking on Benali, and Benali pushes him down. It's a penalty. Lee Dixon has allowed Ian Wright to step up here to add to his tally. That's 29 in all competitions this season, 27 of them in the First Division. Met by Benali. Wonderful save by Flowers from Hillier. Tim Flowers, one of the most improved goalkeepers in the First Division. Smith! Well, the ball just drifted beyond Steve Bold, who might have been Merson's target. And Smith got to it and glanced. 3-1. A spot of juggling right on the line there by Seaman. The linesman has let the game go on, and Seaman has used the ball most profitably. Wright is away. Ian Wright going for glory! Well, Arsenal have produced in the last couple of months a catalogue of great goals, and this is the latest, and some might argue the best. Wright seemed to have no second thoughts here after Seaman had picked him out with a throw from right on the Arsenal goal line, and then it's beyond the Southampton line in the back of their net. And Smith, and Wright has a hat-trick. He's done it to Southampton again. 2 goals in the last minute of his season. And Arsenal are finishing on the highest of notes, 5-1. And really, you do feel that if the season had gone on another couple of weeks, you'd be looking here at the champions. And Ian Wright, that's 29 in the league alone. Well, the season is over at Highbury. Arsenal will finish 4th in the table, and with news from Old Trafford that Gary Lineker has scored 1 but only 1, Ian Wright finishes as the top goal scorer in the First Division, 29 to his name.
So 29 league goals for Ian Wright, and with 2 in the cup, an amazing total of 31. A dream start in his first season at Highbury, especially with his heart set on a place in England's squad for the European Championships.
I can't believe it's the way it's gone, honestly. I just can't. Cheers, boys. I love you as well.
The goals?
The penalty, as soon as I got the penalty, I was just confident like that, because I thought I'd already done the hard work. Dave Seaman said he was going to let it go out of play, but thank God he didn't, you know. He just threw it, and I just said, right, this is it, man. I'm just going for goal. As soon as I got it, and I knocked it, saw Terry Olot coming, and I don't care, even if what he done, I would not have fallen over. Because the guy who came on, he was limping. So I said, I'll just get to him, knock it inside him and shoot, and it just went in. The last one came off my shin. I thought Smudge was going to score, and I was just walking towards it, and it came across, and as I was waiting for the goal, he went down, and it came off there, my shin, and went in the other side. That's how much I feel I was destined to win it, because it came from my shin and went in. I was emotional at the end, I was nearly crying.
He was crying. Ian Wright was crying. He was crying, eyes, tears coming out of his eyes on the pitch. Brilliant.
Arsenal finished 4th. No other league club scored more goals. In this video alone, we've had 39 in just 15 games, and things are looking good for next season.
I remember saying when I first joined Arsenal that my ambition at the club would be to be challenging for honours, and I think we have. And I think we're now, the expectations of the present Arsenal team are that we're expected to, be competing for championships and for the other major cup competitions, and I think we will be next season again. And that's the only thing I can promise. You can never ever promise you're going to win them, but that's the target, is to win them. But we will be there or thereabouts, and I would think them, hopefully them all, but definitely one or two.
Now a special report on the last day of the North Bank by Tom Watt.
This is our end. Spilling out of Arsenal Tube Station every other Saturday for over 60 years, thousands of the club's most loyal supporters have made their way to the North Bank. To comply with the Taylor report, the North Bank will close after today's game, to be replaced by an all-seater stand. Today's the last chance these lads will have to stand on a terrace that was also home to their fathers and grandfathers, a place of their own, among workmates, family and friends. The last generation of North Bank fans is the first to arrive on the final day.
I mean, we can go a goal down, we can be not playing too well, but the North Bank, they keep shouting. We keep supporting them, and that's great to be part of that. You don't want to go quiet when your team's down. You really want to let your voice be heard, and in the North Bank, you really find a place for that.
I've seen families come, youngsters come, stand on boxes with their dads. They've grown up, they've brought their youngsters. We've been there all the time. There's a whole gang of us. There's still about 40 of us, been there for years, stood in the same corner. It makes the match, actually. It's not just a football match, it's the company that you get there that makes it.
This is where we come to dream of a Saturday afternoon. A week of looking forward, waiting for the game, ends at the turnstile. Then a slow climb up to the terrace, where you can turn your back on the outside world. It's something different up here. The passion, the chanting and the wind-ups as kick-off approaches. More than just the game.
I think it's because we're all friends.
Yeah.
We all stand together. I mean, there's little groups of us that all meet in a certain area and all stand together, and we meet up every season, and out of season we phone each other and arrange to meet, and well, that's all going to finish, because what are we going to do next season and the seasons after?
It's really good. On the big games it's really great, and on the little games we still have a good laugh. Like, the same people sit with me, like stand with me all the time. We meet each other there and have a good time.
I remember coming up the steps at the top there and standing there for a good 10 minutes looking down and just taking it all in. It was like, I don't know, it was like walking into a church, like it's that sort of feeling, you think, oh, this is special.
On the day, 5 second-half goals were one way for the team to say goodbye to a home end that once cheered Hapgood and James, Mercer, McClintock and Brady with the same passion as they did Rocastle, Campbell and Wright today.
Obviously, the North Bank, they give out such a noise when we're playing, especially, if we're behind or the team's doing particularly well. The most of the noise does come from the North Bank. And obviously I think we're going to miss that.
But of course it's the supporters who are really going to miss the end. After the game, thousands stayed behind to take it all in. One last look and one last song before a sad journey home. An hour and a half later, and they were gone. In many ways, fans are really what football's all about. Certainly, supporters like the 12,000 who stood and cheered Arsenal on today have been the lifeblood for 100 years of the professional game. The atmosphere on the North Bank this afternoon was fantastic, like it has been for 60 years. Football-phobic government legislation has forced us to rush towards an uncertain future. Whatever happens now, at least we were there, all of us, to mark the day the terrace and a great tradition had to end.
Volume 4, we asked you to name Arsenal's last FA Cup winning skipper. Pat Rice, of course, in 1979. Winner of an Arsenal training top, Mr. BJ Ciccone. This time it's a goal of the season competition. To win the new Arsenal strip, choose your top 3 and send them to the usual address. It's not easy, so good luck.
People say like you're not disappointed, you should have been up there with your forum. You've finished up the forum team in the league, scoring lots of goals. Really exciting game, some of the best goals that I have seen, not only as a manager but even as a player. I mean, some of the goals from Merson and Limpar and Campbell, you know, were absolutely fantastic. I mean, worth the entrance fee alone.
See you next season.